Still Spooky Ferryman pet, but I gave him a brute force too. See what he's doing on his own without any help. 14 million, 12 million, 15 million. Oh my gosh. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It is JudiciousFire, and I am here with Spooky Ferryman pet. I'm going to look at the mutant and super versions of Spooky Ferryman. He's probably my new favorite pet in Castle Clash. And I think that Castle Clash and IGG are going the route of crit and making it more and more important in gameplay, especially attacking bases and attacking other heroes. So this is a pet that really does make a difference. Please hit the subscribe button. Let's keep pet investigations like this going. Spooky Ferryman pet. Okay, let's take a look at the skill description. I have this pet maxed out. I have the super version of it maxed out too. So we're seeing as good as it gets so far in the game. The enemy gets a critical rate decrease. So they have a lower likelihood of actually performing crits against you. That lasts for 5 out of 5 seconds. I wouldn't say that in the truest sense of the term it's perpetual or continuously operating. There's going to be a millisecond recharge. That's what they do when they say 5 out of 5 seconds or 4 out of 4 seconds. That crit decrease is going to help to keep our heroes alive, let the enemy do less damage against us. My favorite part, though, it gives a 30% crit increase to our heroes. Okay, let's take a look at crit for a second. Okay, we're looking at Paladin. Paladin has a 4,737 crit rate. That's his likelihood to perform a critical strike. We do regular damage in this game, and we also have a chance to do a critical strike. That critical strike is added to the damage done against the enemy. So enemy takes 50,000 damage, and there's a 50,000 crit strike. They total together, and they equal 100,000 damage. So crit is damage done atop the successful attack. The higher our crit rate, the better chance we have to do that extra damage or that crit strike. Crit damage, that fourth number, 27,636, is the number that represents the amount of damage or damage multiplier that we do on the critical strike. So crit, or the ability to crit rate is vastly more important than crit damage. Crit damage doesn't even happen unless you're critting. You've got to crit. So get your crit rate up high. Don't worry so much about the damage. Accuracy, I'll say on a brief aside, accuracy is probably the most important. Any hero that you want to hit other heroes and cause damage should have a high accuracy rate. Without that, your hero's doing nothing but singing songs. So we see the 30% crit rate increase provided by Spooky Ferryman. We see that it is going to affect the hero holding it, affect your whole team, and affect multiple teams of heroes like in a Lava Isle, where all 20 heroes out on the board would benefit from this boost in crit rate. I put crit traits on my Spooky Ferryman. That first one will always be an attack, or some version of attack up to 100%. I think the higher the crit rate on the hero that's holding it, the better. I say the more the merrier. You've got to get your crit rate up high and not worry so much about damage. Let's take a look at the other fairy person. We've got crit again as well as attack. Let's go back to Paladin. Right, Paladin has 4737 crit rate. We put that Spooky Ferryman on with those crit traits. All of a sudden, Paladin's up at 7194. So it makes a big boost. Now this pet is going to increase that by a further 30%. Spooky Ferryman, mutant, and super version actually stack. So the 30% crit rate increase that you get for everybody out on the board who's friendly, it goes up to 60%. And it's operating all the time. We have so many pets that are contingent on you attacking or you being attacked, you doing something. This is a pet that just automatically works. Great pet to put into the center of your base, maybe on a hero that's not even designed to attack. It's just sitting there, maybe like a Rambard. Give your whole team a 30% crit rate increase. Lower the crit of the enemy when they attack your base. Real nice. Let's take a look at Paladin in action. We're going to attack the Centaur near the top here in Insane 4-9. That Centaur has about 85 million, give or take, health. And we can see what Paladin's going to do. I was doing a lot of experiments with Dynamica and all this kind of stuff, but everybody just got killed immediately. So with Pally, we can actually see damage done over time. Now, the pet itself is going to do a little bit of damage every couple of seconds, but that's not really what we're using it for. So let's take a look at Paladin. He's a slow swinger. He just hit for 3.9 million. He's got the pet on him, so he's always going to be critting when he makes a successful attack. See how high he gets in terms of his damage. 4.4 million. We're getting in at 4.5, 2.3. Okay, so let's say from 2 to 5 million damage he's doing with his crits. We can make Paladin or any hero increase his crit rate or increase the crit damage that he does. Now, at this point that we have his crit rate so high with the pet, it would probably be better to put some crit damage, extra crit damage on him. We have these in insignia form. You can increase your crit rate by 90%, which is even more than the pets, but only for the hero who has this insignia. It's not going to help the whole team. Also increase the crit damage that you do by a substantial sum. That could be an option to get the hero to do more damage. There is also, I think there's 2 more that are relating to crit. We have brute force. Okay, you get an attack increase, which is the normal damage you do, and you get a critical multiplier. So the normal crit damage that you would do is now multiplied. Brute force is very nice, and I think also, there you are, friend. There is sharpen. I mean, it's old school, and you're taking it back to the day, but you're getting a 60% crit increase for the hero that has this talent or insignia, and you get a huge accuracy bonus. I could see times that it would be helpful, but I wouldn't be running it all the time. For heroes, we have 2 in the game that are going to increase your team's critical ability. One is Flutter L. Flutter L will only increase the crit damage that your team does, just like the brute force, only the damage. And that's second place always to crit rate. Crit rate is much more important. So Flutter L, if you're going to put Flutter L on your team, make sure to have one or both of the Spooky Ferryman pets running in the background on some hero. In this case, I put the super version on Flutter L. I also put that crit increase on there, and she's at 72, 71. It's not terrific, but if she is going to actually hit a hero, then it's going to do some substantial damage based on her skill. And we got our buddy Rune Master. Rune Master always looking good. 60% crit rate increase for 6 of our heroes. Only 6 heroes, so multiplayer game mode is only going to be affecting 6. 60% for 4 out of 6 seconds, so not always functioning, but 2/3 of the time doing a great job. Rune Master, classic. So let's back out. We got Rune Master. We got Flutter L. And we have our buddy Paladin. Okay, so take any hero you want, substitute Paladin, get Pally, put him on the bench. Any hero, you put a Spooky Ferryman on there. Throw Flutter L in there if you happen to have gotten a Flutter L. Put a Spooky Ferryman. Or you have our Rune Master option, increase the crit rate. Put these heroes together and you have some pretty substantial damage. Let's take a look at what Paladin can do with a couple of different options. Okay, let's attack with our buddy Paladin. Throw Pally in there. Pally hasn't changed in any way. Still got a Spooky Ferryman. He's going to start critting. He was getting between 2 million and 5 million last time we saw. Somewhere in that zone. Let's put Flutter L in there. Flutter L is going to increase the damage that Pally does. Let her skill activate. Okay, she's just skill activated. He's doing 3-7, 2-7, 2-8, 3, 4. Let her skill activate. Gets us stunned up. Okay, there she goes. Up to about 3, now 5, 1, 2. Slightly increases the damage that Pally can do on an average crit strike basis. 5.4, not too bad, Paladin. Alright, we're going to try Paladin. Now he has still a Stone Skin, still Spooky Ferryman pet, but I gave him a Brute Force too. See what he's doing on his own without any help. 14 million, 12 million, 15 million. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to quickly drop Paladin, and then we're going to drop Flutter L. See what happens, what kind of damage he does. 15 million, 12. He's doing a pretty good job at 13 million. Centaur's out. He's doing a pretty good job for a Paladin. That's real nice. Keep in mind the power of the Spooky Ferryman pet. Give your heroes the ability to perform critical strikes. Can really make a difference, and I see the game going that way in the near future. More crit-oriented clashing. Spooky Ferryman, my favorite pet. Tell me what your favorite pet is in the comments, and thank you for watching. Happy clashing.